Piper from Barnes & Noble. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. So just sat in on Piper's presentation, and it was great talking a lot about email segmentation and various elements of email segmentation. And thought some of the things that you guys did was interesting. You have sort of an opt-in database of people who get emails daily with a daily deal, and then you have sort of other segments. Can you just talk a little bit about, first let's talk about the daily deal Nook, because I think that's really kind of cool. And
yeah, it's a great program. So the way that works, we call it the Nook Daily Find. So you can come onto our website, and every day there'll be a Nook book that's available at least a 75% discount for that day only. We allow people to opt into an email they receive daily, alerting them what the title is and what the price is. We actually just launched a second variation of it. This wasn't in my presentation, called the Nook Daily Find for families. So it's a similar program of kids books and family-oriented titles. So we're building an opt-in program for that, similar to the general Daily Find.
Okay, great. Now, how do you get people to sign up for this?
We just promoted it throughout other emails, so we'd have a little pod at the bottom talking about the program. We also did, we had a single email that we sent out in waves when the program launched to people that had the device to get them interested. So it's something we just, over time, weave into our other marketing so that we're generating this opt-in list.
And now this is an email that goes out every day. So
yes.
What is the sort of success rate of this? Do you see a lot of people dropping off, or are you seeing a lot of people really kind of enjoying the daily alert?
Yeah, we measure success a few ways. Again, open rate on this thing is up to over 60% on a daily basis. We see a very low opt-out rate, which we take as a success measure, and also sales. So we know from our merchant team that this drives healthy sales on a daily basis, and a lot of those sales are coming from those people that come from the email. So I think the biggest two success metrics are the sales and the low opt-out rate.
What about incentives in terms of email, taking action from email? What are some of the things that you have done, either in the daily deals, which is obviously quite obvious what the incentive is, but what are some other things that you guys have done to try to just encourage action and conversion from email?
I mean, a lot of it is promotional, and that's where the targeting comes in handy, because I keep using the example of kids because kids is such an important area of our business, but not everyone has kids. So even though it's a great deal or a great program, if you don't have a kid in your life, it falls flat. So a lot of what we do is it's a balance of the targeting with the incentive or with the promotion. So an example I gave in my presentation was around the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, where it was buy 2 books, get the 3rd free. So it was a combination of a promotion, but also targeting it to the right list. Because again, if you don't want to read that book, giving you one free really doesn't help you very much.
Right. Another one you mentioned was a friends and family promotion. Right. Can you talk about that a little?
Sure. So we've tried a few flavors of that one. The one that I spoke in my presentation was we sent it to all of our opt-in customers and said, if you forward this email to 5 of your friends, we will give you a benefit of either 20% off an item or $10 off Nook. So the idea was twofold. One, get our customers to be evangelists and help us grow our customer list, but also give them the choice of what incentive they wanted. So we debated internally what's better, 10% off a Nook or 20% off another item. And finally we said, why don't we let the customer decide what they want? And that's exactly what we did.
Now, how do you bring in the cross-channel experience into your email marketing campaign? I know that's sort of an overarching question, and there's many ways I'm sure that you guys do that, but what is your approach to sort of, the store versus mobile versus email versus social? How do you bring that all together, and how is email maybe a tying segment?
I think email is, in a way, sort of the connective tissue between all of it, because because in the email channel we can and do speak to the benefits of the other channel. So I think a great example that I gave in the presentation is our holiday sequence, where we say, okay, now it's time to shop online because you're going to get it overnight, but after tomorrow, shipping cutoff, then it's too late.
Right.
So in that case, it's talking about buy now so you get it on time, and then the next day when it's too late to shop online, we drive you to your local store, not only just to the stores, but we show, here's your store, we show a picture of it, we tell you the hours and the location, and then once, now it's the holiday, stores are closed, hey, come back to our website. So I think it's where email, I think the beauty of email is because we can target and we can also at the same time be broad.
Right.
We're able to play out the benefits of each channel at the time that it's appropriate.
And when you have a campaign like that that's rather sophisticated, or even your daily deal email, is that something that you do on a triggered basis, or how do you do that logistically? Because for some smaller companies, they might be intimidated by just the management of all of these emails.
The daily deal is triggered. It has to be. There's I have a great team, but it's an unfair job for one person to have to come in every day and make sure that email gets out. So that is an example of an automated program. Now we have people that monitor and make sure it's still working correctly, but that goes out on the weekends. It's 7 days a week. The holiday sequence is a little bit of both. So those are manual. I have folks on my team that work on the creative, think about the messaging and strategy, but pulling in the store information, that's dynamic. We don't create 700 versions of the email. We'd never get it out the door. So there's pieces of it that are handcrafted, and then there are pieces of it that are dynamic.
Right.
So it's a little bit of both.
Right. And then as far as your localized experiences, I noticed that you talked a lot about how you use email to sometimes target people in their local area. How important do you think that is, and what are some of the examples of how Barnes & Noble is doing that?
I think it's really important, especially for our business, because we know when you come into our store, our booksellers are there to help you, and you're more likely to buy more. So we have books, we have magazines, we have a cafe, we have toys and games. We have a lot of products in our store. So if I can get you into my store, there's a better chance of you purchasing more, of you becoming a multi-product customer. So that's why we take a lot of time to target, and we also know our customers tend to be loyal to a specific Barnes & Noble store.
Right.
So that's where we use dynamic content to say, here's the store that's near you, here are the hours, or when there's new products. The example I gave also, our toy and game department's expanded. So telling people near those stores, hey, we have more than you've ever had before. So for us, for our business, I think it's really important to drive people into store and to recognize we know what store you're near and we know you like to shop there.
Right. How do you deal with measuring the success of those kinds of campaigns? If you're driving someone into the store, you're not necessarily able to track that conversion.
Right. There's some gray area where we can't measure it. If there's a coupon or an incentive where you have to, the bookseller has to scan it, it's very easy for me to measure.
Right.
But that's also our membership program gives us a huge benefit because so you pay $25 a year, you get all sorts of benefits both on our website and in our stores, but you have to use that member ID in order to get those benefits. So I'm able to track everything our members do. We hold out control groups and we know if I mail you, this is what you tend to spend. If I don't mail, this is what you tend to spend, and we extrapolate that to the rest of our database. So some of it's science and some of it's a little bit of just business intelligence and making some assumptions. But a lot of it's based in science and really just we're not where we want to be in terms of having everything working together, but we do a pretty good job of being able to track across channels, and that member program is really key for us.
Right. And Piper, have you been to e-tail before, or is this your first time?
This is my first e-tail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's too early to ask how it's going. It's only about 9 o'clock, so we'll have to check in with you later on that. But thank you so much for being here and being a part of the show.
I can say so far that the audience has been really engaged, asked great questions, and I think everyone's really excited to be here. So off to a good start so far.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much.